Right, okay, fan reaction time then. Burnley 2, Coventry City 0. And yeah, you can't really fault that performance. I know some people will still find a way, but you can't really fault it. We were fantastic. First half, dominance, easily the dominance probably an extreme word to use, but Burnley were the better side, and were the better side comfortably in that first half. They had all of the ball. I haven't looked at the possession stats for the first half, but I would hazard a guess it was 65 plus in Burnley's favour. We had all of the ball, all of the territory as well, and Coventry just didn't have a sniff. Like, they didn't lay a glove on us in that first half at all. I think that was partly down to their tactics, if I'm being honest with you. I don't think Coventry had any intention of playing any football at all. They was just sitting in the low block and thinking, right, Burnley will have to break us down. That's what we're going to make Burnley do. We're going to make Burnley work hard for this win. You could say in the first half it worked. We struggled to break them down. Didn't create anything of note in that first half. And as I just said in the 60-second review, at half time, even though we'd been the better side, and even though we were, under no pressures at all from Coventry, I was starting to think maybe it's going to be one of the nights where we just can't break them down. Because obviously we've seen it happen a few times this season, where the final ball was just a bit off, despite the possession and despite the territory. And that's what the first half felt like tonight. Having said that, in the first half, there was a lot of good performances in there, and sometimes in these last few weeks where we have had all the possession and we have had all of the territory and stuff like that, there's been a lot of passengers in the game. There's been a lot of poor performances, whereas in that first half, despite that final ball being off, there was a lot. I was looking at certain players and thinking, he's playing very well today, he's playing very well today. Cullen being one. I think Chris especially, and I've agreed with Chris to be fair, but I think Cullen's had a slow start to the season, which has surprised a lot of Burnley fans, because obviously he was absolutely fantastic in the last Championship season. He was genuinely the guy that made us tick. Obviously won the Championship Player of the season for a reason, and I just feel like he's took a while to get going. However, tonight it was superb. That was Cullen back to his best. He was getting the ball on the half turn, receiving it, driving forward or passing forward. He wanted to make things happen today. Some people have alluded to the fact that that's because Brownhill's not on the pitch and Cullen works better without Brownhill. I'm not so sure. I mean, I think the evidence is pretty not damning, but you could definitely make a case for it tonight. And I'd be surprised now if Brown, I know he's the club captain, so he's probably not going to get dropped, but the midfield did look a lot better tonight. Whether that's because Brownhill was missing or Cullen just had one of his best games in my opinion, his best game this season. I'm not so sure, but yeah, Cullen was fantastic tonight, as was Jadon Anthony. He's looked good for a few weeks now, hasn't he? He's been fantastic. He just looks more agile. Again, he wants to make things happen. He tries to make things happen. He gets forward. He makes runs. He's taking his fullback on as well at the minute. He had that fullback on toast a few times today, didn't he? Although, frustratingly, he would sometimes take his fullback on and then run into another player. But again, I don't think Coventry's tactics were helping there, because there were just so many white shirts back, wasn't there? But yeah, I thought them two were superb. Obviously, Egan Riley. Thing is, like, I'm always saying this guy's superb and that guy's superb, and I probably don't mention Egan Riley and Esteve as much as I should on these. I'll always mention him in the full time show, and I normally give him a man of the match to Esteve or Egan Riley, to be fair. But they're just superb every week now, aren't they? So people don't really mention them as much. But yeah, CJ Egan Riley, again, fantastic defensively, a great finish. I've been joking on Twitter, but he obviously doesn't mean it. But he's keeping the ball alive. He's done exactly what you want him to do in that moment. He's kept the ball alive. He took it to the byline. He's dinked it over, obviously hoping somebody's going to get on it and nod it in. But they don't need it. It just goes straight in. Absolutely perfect. But yeah, anyway, obviously first half, as I've mentioned, better side, but didn't create anything. Few little worries from me, and I'm sure some of you as well were getting, maybe it's just going to be one of them evenings, but pretty much straight after the first half, wasn't it? I don't know the exact timing of the goal, 50 odd minutes, 50, I don't know. But it felt pretty much straight away. Obviously, Sarmiento, brilliant play by Jeremy Sarmiento, by the way. I do sometimes feel he's a little bit quiet on the wings or out wide, and I would like him in the 10 or just playing behind the strikers. I think that's where he's had his best games for Burnley, but that was fantastic tonight by him, to be fair. Like, he picks the ball up on the left-hand side, doesn't he? The right-hand side, as I'm looking at it. And he creates this move. He gets it. He cuts inside. He switches the play, not with a long ball, but with possession and a run, and then gets it out wide. Some good work on the other flanks as well, and it ends up going to Connor Roberts, who just pulls it back on the byline. I've not seen it back. Pretty close to going out. I don't think the whole ball is over the line, but it was a bit of an interesting debate with me and my dad. My dad was saying, I think that went out. And then when they showed the replay on the big screen, you'll notice that they cut it off as it got to that point, because you're not allowed to show controversial incidents on the big screen. So I was thinking, maybe they've just seen it before us, because they'll be watching it without the delay, and then just quickly cut it off, because I used to do big screen stuff before, so you can sometimes see it in that sort of without the delay, and then they've took it off straight away. But then at the end they do show it, and it don't look like it's over the line, but I haven't seen it properly. But yeah, great play from Sarmiento, and a brilliant little finish as well. Good work from Connor Roberts. So yeah, in that moment, Sarmiento was fantastic. I do sometimes feel it can be a little bit wasted playing on out wide and stuff. But yeah, second half much better in terms of going forward. Obviously in that first 5-10 minutes, and then weirdly enough, Coventry all of a sudden were like, oh shit, we need to attack, we need to do something here. And Coventry actually looked much better. The first half, I was disappointed with the Coventry. I thought they were poor, they offered absolutely nothing, no intention. They just did a Plymouth and an Oxford and all that, and just thought Preston, thought, right, we're not playing any football. But as soon as they had to attack, they actually looked good, and they looked dangerous, and they scored that great goal. All right, he's offside. Again, I've not seen it back. I've not seen anyone whinging on Twitter, though, any Coventry fans, so I presume he is offside. But I don't know the lad's name. But what a finish that is, that overhead kick. I absolutely love it, though. When the away fans are going mental and the linesman's flag puts a stop to it, I love it. I absolutely love it. So, yeah, and they look dangerous. And I'm thinking, they're going to get back into it. And I remember Mark from All Things Sky Blue coming on the pre-game show, and he said, I think Burnley might get the goal, and then we'll come back into it and finish, and it'll finish 1-1. And I'm thinking, Jesus, he's going to be right here. But yeah, thankfully, CJ Egan-Riley with an absolutely delightful chip, which he definitely meant. It just kills the game off, and yeah, a good night for Burnley. Much better performance. The fans seem to be coming round now to Scott Parker. Again, a few moans and groans at half time. As I said, I do remember saying I put a tweet up saying like, this is better from Burnley. And I remember someone commented on saying it's absolutely awful, it's rubbish. But that's 3 wins in a row now, 4 clean sheets I think it is in a row. Obviously we had that 0-0 at West Brom, didn't we? And I think it's 5 clean sheets in the last 6 games. Somebody said in the car on the way back today that we've conceded 2 goals this month. 2 goals in 2 months. It's insane. 6 goals all season. Absolutely insane. But yeah, fantastic from Burnley tonight. I thought we were the much better side, deserved the win. And other than sort of like a 20-minute period from Coventry, we were, they didn't lay a glove on us. So yeah, much deserved win, better from Burnley. You can see the team's getting its identity. Some people might not like that identity, that's a different debate, but you can certainly see a game plan. You can certainly see an identity. And wow, CJ Egan-Riley, Maxime Esteve, James Trafford, all of the defence, take a bow, because that's another clean sheet and absolutely fantastic tonight. But yes, get in there. Up the Clarets, and up to second, by the way, because Sunderland dropped points. I did say Sunderland would start fading, and I think the time has started to come where they will fade. I still think they'll finish around 4th or 5th, but I don't think they're going to be in the automatic battle, which hopefully we can continue to be. But of course, Leeds play tomorrow, so let's see where we are after that. But get in there, Burnley.